And welcome back to Love Your Food. This week we have a pretty simple, basic recipe for you. This is our method for shrimp stock. We're going to be using this in our Cajun food in coming weeks. So we've actually based it on chicken stock to start, but you can start this with water instead of chicken stock, and you'll get a little bit more of a basic shrimpy feel. So we're starting with our shrimp hulls. We save ours and keep them in the freezer. We're going to use a carrot. We're going to use a stalk of celery. And we're going to use some chicken stock. And again, you can use water. You don't need to use broth for this. We wanted something just a little richer to use in our Cajun food. So we're going to start with the carrot. You're going to want to make sure that it is good and cleanly peeled. Otherwise, you get sort of a muddy flavor in your stock. So we're just going to peel our carrot. And then it doesn't need to be in nice small pieces or anything, so we're just going to roughly chop that into big pieces. This is just going to, this is just for flavor. So we're just going to add that to our shrimp hulls. And the same thing with the celery. We're just going to chop that up roughly. And it goes in with our shrimp. Now, as I said before, we're using chicken stock for this, so we're going to use one whole container of chicken stock, just to add a little bit of richness to the whole thing. If you want to keep this pescatarian with no meat products at all, you can use water. That's just fine. In fact, we are going to use some more water because the one container of chicken stock isn't quite enough. So we're actually going to fill it up 1.5 or 2 times with water, just to get a lot more stock out of this. So you can see here, we're just going to add more water in there. Of course, all the amounts are going to be in the description below as usual. So we're going to start a very, very low heat. And we're going to put our pot over the very low heat uncovered. Now what we have actually done is we've added some celery root as well, just again for a little bit of extra flavor and because we had it on hand in our freezer. So we added a little bit of celery root, some celeriac. That is not required, but if you want to add that in there, it will add a really interesting flavor to your stock. Just gives it a little bit more richness. And this is just about perfect. You don't want it to come to a boil. You want it to just barely simmer, and the slower you can get it up to temperature, the more flavor you're going to extract out of those shrimp shells. So this is about as far as you ever want it to be boiling. You don't want it to be a full-on rolling boil. Just a few little bubbles here and there, and that's about all you want to do. Now we've had this boiling for quite some time. We've had this simmering for quite some time, I should say. And now we're going to strain it, so we're going to get all of the shrimp hulls out. You can see this beautiful color, and this really nice, rich shrimp stock. And because we based it on the chicken stock, it's got a little bit of extra body to it, a little bit of richness, that nice mouthfeel that you frequently get from chicken stock. And yeah, all you really want to do is make sure that you're getting all the large pieces out. So make sure that everything's well drained. And that's it. That's the whole recipe. Now, as I said earlier, we are going to use this in some of our Cajun recipes coming up. So this is going to be the base of our gumbo in a couple weeks. So look forward to that. And I mean, shrimp stock, you can use this in a lot of different recipes. There's a few great Asian recipes that use this as well. It's versatile. It's very tasty. I highly recommend saving your shrimp hulls when you're doing peel and eat shrimp. So if you like this recipe, please do like and subscribe. And if you have any recipes you'd like to see Chef Caleb try on the channel, please let us know in the comments below. And remember to love your food.